Hello, my friends. Operator Starsky here, and not only Operator Starsky, but also my good friend Andrew Mercado. Nice to see you, buddy. Can you hear me well?
I can hear you, bro, loud and clear.
Awesome. Let me make it just a bit louder. Can you say something, please?
Yes, testing, 1, 2.
Okay, great. How you been? How's things?
I've been good, bro. I've been pretty good. Are you hearing a good microphone on your end? Let me double check. Are you
Yeah,
hearing
yeah,
oh,
absolutely. 5 out of 5. Just a bit louder. Can you say something,
1 second,
please?
bro. Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure because there's so many different microphone outputs on here, and I just wanted to make sure it was the good one for your chat. But yeah, I've been doing good, bro. Just still getting settled in to my new area where I'm living. It was a longer process than I thought it was going to be. Moving is a lot of work and a lot of mental stuff. So, but got through it, and I've been able to get back on the shills. That was a great time yesterday with Dick, and that panel is just always a fun time. And then settling into just doing what I'm supposed to do with my schedule. I'm planning that for the future and getting settled in. So it's been pretty good.
Nice to hear that, bro. And yeah, yesterday was a great stream. Unfortunately, my friends, I had to switch off like instantly due to some family consequence. But anyways, it was okay. Guys, it's so cool to see you today. Remember, I told you about Dmitry Gordon. I'm trying to play this every single time, bro. I'm not sure you know it. We have this Dmitry Gordon. He's like a famous host in Ukraine, and also an editor, a chief editor for the most yellow newspaper you can imagine, like more yellow than this one.
Yeah.
It's like the craziest shit you can imagine, like UFOs, aliens, psychics, black
All
magic,
of
like
it.
whatever. Yeah, all
Yeah.
of it. And he himself, he became very famous because he was selling scam to people, like those pyramids that you can charge water. You can put water in the pyramid and charge it with cosmic energy, and it will help to reduce like cellulite on your ass and shit like that, and improve your karma. But
Improve your karma levels.
yeah,
Alex Jones
but
had something similar, bro. He had bone broth. He had something where
oh.
yeah, it's like they have like the extraction of like chicken bone, and they like injected that into the soup, and then you drink that, and it gives you vitality points in your bones, apparently.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I know, bro. I know. I guess that's the key.
Oh shit. Yeah. Anyways, but the dude that I was talking about, Dmitry Gordon, he was like really famous because he's very like he's extremely polite. You know, he's bald like me, and whenever he invites celebrities, he goes like, "Good day. I'm so happy to see you today. You look fantastic. How's your health? How's your brothers and wife and kids? I hope that your parents feel good. Please sit down. The weather is so bad today, but you look absolutely fantastic and shiny." You know, like.
Mhm.
So I decided that it absolutely works in my case. And today, my dear friends, me and my bro Andrew will be chilling with you, telling army stories, showing
Yeah.
pictures. But before we start, I would like to talk just a bit about the amazing story of Hulo. I'm not, bro. Do you know where this comes from? The Hulo?
Loosely, bro. It's like the origin of it's kind of loose. Like I've heard it here and there, but I would love to hear the full context now with you on air. I would love to hear it.
Oh well,
Yeah, bro.
sit
I've
back,
heard. I've heard
relax,
like yeah,
and
yeah. I'm
enjoy.
ready. Yeah, I'm ready.
So, 2014, the Russian troops, without patches, without any sorts of tactical signs, without anything, but still under Russian flags, occupy Crimea and invade Donbass. It's like, you know, it's really hard to disguise under local populace when you have like modern Russian weapons, modern Russian equipment, no patches, and Russian flags. It's freaking, and they go, but we were never there. Our army was never, like, really?
Trying to do like a magic trick. They're trying to dupe you, or what's it called? Hypnotize. We were never there. Yeah,
Yeah,
believe it.
like magic, but it didn't work.
Right.
And so Putin basically launches hybrid invasion of Ukraine. And approximately, I believe it was 30th of April 2014 when like the most popular meme, and I'm not afraid to call it the most popular meme on earth, was born when football hooligans of Kharkiv Metalist Football Club gathered on the streets and sang this absolutely famous song that most of you most probably heard it. Let me show it for you guys. Here we are. And here is the thing. Let me make sure that you will hear it. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad you confirmed this for me, bro, because I've seen it through like clips here and there, but now it's confirmed of where it's coming from. It's so awesome.
And basically, this is how it looked like, my friends. So 2014, ultras of Metalist Football Club of Kharkiv and Shakhtar of Donetsk. As you probably understand, the football ultras, the football fans of Shakhtar Donetsk, they stayed with Ukraine, and the very team Shakhtar Donetsk stayed with Ukraine, with the Ukrainian controlled territory. Nobody supported sham Russian referendums and things like that. But this is how the meme was born. So they are singing basically two words, putin-khuilo. And on Wikipedia, there's like a whole page in English dedicated to this absolutely incredible phenomenon of the 21st century. Putin, we know what Putin is, right? And Huilo basically means like a penis, but in a very like if you want to insult somebody, right? This is how you call this person. You don't say this word when there are kids around. However, in modern Ukraine, basically every kid knows that this word basically means Putin, right? So it's not exactly dickhead, right? It's not exactly dickhead because there's no head in this word. There's literally like the Putin himself, right? And it's like it's bad. Like it's really like if you are a president who goes down in history as Huilo.
As Hulo, right?
You would better, I don't know, you would better like make seppuku and clear your honor, right, in front of people, because like this is very, very bad. So this is how this myth was born, and not myth, but the meme. And later it was used by insane amount of different people, and among them were even diplomats, and among those diplomats there was even the most famous case, Andriy Deshitsa was, I believe, deputy minister of foreign affairs for Ukraine. And when he was giving interview, he said basically that putin-khuilo, and it became
awesome.
it worked like a bomb. Ukrainians like instantly loved this man, and here you can see here you can see the photo of Andriy Deshitsa. I think you probably understand why people like from looking at the face of this honorable gentleman, I believe you understand why Ukrainian people loved him so much. It's because his smile basically says that this is like the troll of 19th level. Okay, like you cannot troll this person, you will be owned every single time. So basically he's like a true Ukrainian man with a true Ukrainian spirit.
Gonna get thrown right back at you. I love that.
Yeah, unfortunately, after saying that and basically confirming that Putin was a Hulo, he had to resign from his position because it was like, let's admit, it wasn't really a diplomatic kind of thing to say, right? Like diplomats don't do that.
It was based though.
But it was absolutely based, bro, and Deshitsa went down in history of Ukraine as probably the coolest deputy minister of foreign affairs of Ukraine. Arsen Avakov, Ukrainian minister of internal affairs. So he also used that a lot. He made a lot of selfies with putin-khuilo, and putin-khuilo. This is how the abbreviation basically looks like. It became like a meme all around. You could see Ukrainian cars with such registration plates. You could see
it took off.
That is based, bro. That is awesome. Based. Yeah,
and
awesome. and you could see that like such graffitis everywhere in Ukraine, in the liberated towns that were occupied by Russian invaders. You can see plenty of those. If you want to, if you want to see Russia's ass literally burning like a freaking Vesuvio, right? This is something that you gotta show to this individual in order to see the effect. It always works. So that's the reason why Putin will go. But the funniest thing was Skabeyeva. The other day, Skabeyeva was giving like a master class of propaganda and misinformation for the Russian journalists and propagandists. I watched this video. Greg did too. We discussed it together with Professor Gerdes, but it's not the thing. So of course, she's eligible enough to give such, she's qualified enough in the eyes of the Russian propagandists to give such master classes. But Skabeyeva herself got owned for bringing this topic to like public attention in one of her shows.
Is she the one that crosses her arms? Skabeyeva is the one who has the headset on.
She always had the headset,
and the one crosses her arms.
Yeah, that one is Simonyan. She's dark haired.
Just cries every time.
Yeah, Skabeyeva received a nickname. How do you call this part of a toilet which contains like water and then it flushes?
What's the specific name for it? It's like a reservoir, but I don't know. Chat, what's the name of the top of the toilet where you flush?
Well, like a water toilet reservoir. I don't know. That's her nickname. We in Ukraine we have specific name for that, Zlivny Bachok, and this is awesome. How she was nicknamed on live because she went to Brussels, I believe, and she had interview with one of Ukrainian representatives. That was unfortunately for her, that was Alexei Honcharenko, who knows how to talk. This is his thing, he again, you cannot troll Alexei Honcharenko.
Can't troll a troll.
He will eat you alive. Yeah. And she was way below his level. So on live, on a Russian television, he gave her this nickname that again will go down in history. But returning to Hulo, so at some point she decided to attract public attention to this fact, like Ukrainian people gave our president such a shameful nickname. How could they do that?
Wow.
Oh my! Look at them. They are uneducated, barbarians. And she was punished for that so hard, man, because according to all available rules, even though Putin knows he's Hulo, he's absolutely aware of that, but he never talks about it, right, on public, because he doesn't want to attract attention. Right. She freaking did. She attracted so much attention. So even people in Russia who didn't know about this meme, about Hulo, she started... those people started understanding this. Some of them started calling Putin Khuilo as well. But people learned about it. They go like, "Oh shit, Putin Khuilo! Oh my god!" And this informational bomb resulted in Skabeva being absolutely punished. I'm not sure if she was punished with money or through other ways.
Right. Through other ways, probably behind the closed doors, however they work.
But
maybe opportunities were taken away.
But this is information from it's internal information that leaked out. She was very, very sorry about it, which is insane and hilarious at the same time. So this is the story of Hulo, guys. Please check out Wikipedia. Again, you can find it there. It's in English. Actually, on Wikipedia, this page is translated into, I believe, 44 different languages, guys. And you can find whatever fits your taste. Huilo in music, Huilo in movies, photos, whatever.
It's used in movies?
In movies, in photos, in sport, Ukrainian football fans, you can hear them singing Putin Khuilo every single time. Wherever they go, they freaking do. And this is something you should always remember. Of course, multiple Ukrainian music bands sang about Putin Khuilo because this is so funny, the dude who thought that he was Stalin version number 2, right? This tiny jerk wearing high heels because he's too small, and he has complexes because of that. This is the appropriate nickname that he received, and he will die as Huilo, and everybody understand that. So now it's not something that I would tattoo on my body, of course, but having it as a sticker on your car, or like a photo, like a meme, to upload in commentaries and stuff like that. This is something that you guys really want to have.
I need a sticker for my car. I have a pro Ukraine one, but I need a Putin Khuilo one. I have somebody that tunes into my chat that's name is Putin Khuilo.
Yeah,
shout out to you if you tune in, buddy. Shout out to you if you tune in. I love that.
Absolutely. I made Putin Khuilo like a super sticker for the guys. For the members. Yeah.
I'm gonna need
like emoji.
Yeah, there's a Putin. Oh, I see it. There it is. Everybody spam the putin-khuilo emojis if you're members in the chat. Thank you to
Yeah,
XAJJ Killers too for gifting Starsky's chat one earlier.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Where do we get this sticker, guys? Literally, like just Google. You can find it anywhere, and I think you will find it in your country 100%. What does that mean again? So it means two things. It means dickhead and Putin. Okay, it's basically the same.
Yeah, like Putin's a dickhead, basically.
Yeah. There was also request to play Techno Viking. Guys, I will not play Techno Viking because my channel was like so many times punished for using other copyrighted things. But if you like, please do. You can find Techno Viking absolutely worth watching, in my opinion. Techno Viking is a legend. Did you see Techno Viking?
I haven't, bro.
You haven't seen Techno Viking?
No, you might have to send it to me. I play all music on my stream. I don't care. I fight YouTube, so I'll play it on my stream later. So you have to send me the link.
I will do that. I will do that just because, out of respect to my viewers, guys, let's play Techno Viking, because why the hell not? Today we have Sunday chill out with Andrew Mercado, and like, why not?
Oh yeah.
So it's a very, very old very old video. There's a bunch of guys, ravers in German, somewhere in Germany, in a downtown. And then suddenly there's this big guy jumping on this dancing woman, right? Mm-hmm. I think accidentally, or maybe because he was under some kind of substances. Like, there he is, and he wants to quit, but there's this dude who catches him, and he goes, "You don't freaking do that to my minions. Sit down over there. This is your place."
This video is a classic now. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and he's like, "I'm watching you." Oh my, like, look at this dude.
Yeah, he's jacked. Big jacked.
Yeah. Oh shit. And there's his like obedient follower, I would say. I can't believe you didn't see that video, bro.
I have, but I haven't gotten like the context. Like they just like show up randomly on Instagram. It'll just be like something, but they'll have their own caption over it about what it is.
Yeah, and then he goes like that. Oh shit! Like, he's so based. Oh my god! Like this. This is when you realize that, for every alpha, there's bigger alpha in this world, wherever you go.
That's when you learn there's somebody always bigger than you.
Yeah, that dude is like, he's the chat, undoubtedly. And it was here in Germany. I believe it was, what city was that? Wait a second, I gotta check it real quick. Because I really want to go to that city. What if they have, like, a memorial for Techno Viking there? Like, Techno Viking danced here, It was nice.
I'm getting the folder ready for you to show the photos, and I'm laughing at some of these older army photos. Yeah. I'm adding. Yeah. It's just perfect because I'm adding some extra photos now. Going back in time.
Great.
They're hilarious.
So guys, this is the thing. One thing I wanted to mention real quick right now. What we know from the recent updates, Shoigu replaced as defense minister. And
that was just like a few hours ago. That was just a few hours ago.
Yeah. Just like literally just a while ago. as a result of those Russian sham elections and all the post-election shuffles, Putin decided to assign new Minister of Defense. This time it is a civilian individual, Andrei Belosov.
Really?
So he was first deputy prime minister. I don't think he will be better than Shoigu already, because he's a former civilian. Like he is a civilian. The problem is, if you want to have a proper control over your army and your resources and logistics in Russia, you have to understand Russian military mentality. You have to be like one of them. You have to be either a professional soldier or have a military experience, because otherwise it will not work. Like, trust me. And well, we will see. I think that time will prove my words, and you will see what I was talking about. So that is the most recent update. Again, it means that he will have to be introduced to all kinds of links between like the Ministry of Defense and its subordinate departments and organizations. It will take time. It will take, I don't know, probably a week, 2 weeks, a month. Anyways, but the very fact that this happens today, when Russians attempted to launch several offensives in the area of Kharkiv, in the area of Avdiivka, Krasnohorivka, it's good. Like it's very good.
Where's Gerasimov?
I don't know. Let's call him Gerasimov.
Gerasimov.
Shoigu.
The ghost of Prigozhin strikes again.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care.
Right.
Yeah, I've heard rumors that he was improved, that he became a better version of himself. But
he was upgraded to a better human after the plane crash. So, because he's not really around anymore, so it's better for everybody. It actually kind of it's kind of, it gives back to everyone too, because it's better for the rest of the world now. So now we just need Putin and the rest of them to follow the same lead as Prigozhin and make the world better.
Yeah, and Andy Woohoo here says that he was appointed because expenses in the military were too high, according to Hulo himself, which I can understand, because when the journalists brought like all the property that Shoigu has, including like yacht, including a palace, it's obvious. It's bad on one hand, because Russian corruption is probably one of our biggest allies. When they say that they built Orlans that cost like between $80,000 and $120,000, while in reality they cost approximately $3,000-$5,000 max. Well, that was something that helped Ukrainian army big time, I would say. I hope that this dude is the same. Why? Because he's a former deputy prime minister. He also knows how the schemes work. He knows how the corruption works. And we know that generally good people don't do that shit. They don't become politicians. I'm sorry for saying the truth.
You're not wrong, though. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Because when you become a politician, it's like you're I'm not giving them excuses, but you have to like be forced to lie and cover up for other people and just become yucky. Even if you have good intentions, maybe going into it, at some point you got to work with corrupt people too in order to get things done in the government. And I don't think I could do that. I think I would be counterproductive, because I'd be a troll or something, because I don't think I could work with people that are pushing lies. For example, like in the American government, we have a serious problem with Votniks, or like just like straight up American politicians regurgitating Russian propaganda. And if I was in there, I would probably just quit if I couldn't change it, because you're kind of forced to be quiet and do your daily duties. But it's getting bad. I couldn't be a politician for sure.
I would not be a politician because people hate you. This is
True.
something like you can be the most respectable dude on earth. You can be like Dalai Lama, whatever. But when you join a party and you lose like 50% of your, I don't know, friends, acquaintances, and things like that, supporters, basically, because they have like different political views, and they will never trust you, they will never like you. And basically when you say that you're a politician, people generally hate you for that. So this is something that I would not be able to do as well anyways. But I was almost there because I was a press officer in the army. And
if you would have kept going, would they probably would have ascended you on your way to?
It's generally like, how to say it. In the army, you have to put out flames. Okay, so for example, there's this soldier who makes a video blog, and he says, "Dear friends, I would like to tell you the truth about the so-called NATO brigade called Rubij. So this place sucks. And for example, I have bad health, but I've been brought to the training camp, and they made me like do exercises, and they're screaming at me, and they harass me, and things like that. Like, the fuck are you talking about?" And then appears that this dude, he doesn't know what discipline whatsoever. He was like trying to attack his comrades, like literally fight them, which is a crime, by the way. In the army, you're not allowed to do that. And he was like basically lying and trying to run away, and then he was returned and shit like that. So and when you learn all that, you gotta like, okay, what do I do with this information? Of course, like in the army, it's not the case when you can tell people about your internal, like small internal quarrels and fights and misunderstandings and conflicts, between the guys, because there will be conflicts. There's like several thousand men in your organization, right? There will be conflicts, internal conflicts. But then you go like, fuck, I'm a press officer, and at the same time, like I have a YouTube blog. Let's do it. And because Russians already started like multiplying this video recorded by this soldier, I decided to make the video response, and I made a video with our sergeants that promised that if you like look like this individual, right, if you don't have balls, then our sergeants will gladly help you to grow a pair or more. And like we did all kinds of crazy shit, man. But that's when I realized that officers of such a position, like press officers and stuff, it's rather a political position, big time. It's almost like, brigade's commander is a political position. Press officer is, of course, political position. So it was a very interesting experience. And how is your folder with the photos?
Oh, it's coming. I was actually gonna add a couple of videos. I'm done with the folder completely. Yeah. If you wanted to pull up some of your pictures.
Yeah, absolutely. Because because I have photos as well. And I don't know where to start, guys. Let me see. Okay, here I have my
Shout out to any
beautiful.
veterans we have in the chat tuning in too as well. Anybody that served in any military, shout out to you.
I would like to show you this. This is my BTR. This is the BTR-3, by the way, guys. That specific BTR was the one which we used to train ourselves to learn how to drive, how to shoot, how to use its weaponry, because on this specific BTR you can see a 30mm automatic cannon, you can see 6 smoke grenades, there's also a 7.62mm machine gun and automatic grenade launcher. And also on the side of it, on the side of the turret, you can see a mount for 2 laser-guided missiles. So basically 2 laser-guided missiles attached to this turret. And the turret is unmanned. So the operator, the gunner, he sits down there. And he's... oh my god, where... no, it's not... his stuff, his console looks like this, basically. This is the console of a gunner, and commander has the same console, right? There you can see like this big screen, which you have like thermal vision, you have night vision, and Brian 5, that's not BTR4, that's BTR3. BTR4 is like a bit different, and BTR3 is better, by the way. It's worse.
Oh, it is better. You like the BTR3 more? Okay.
Absolutely. It's worse in terms of, let's say, it's not as convenient as BTR4, okay? It requires you, all 3 members of the crew, to reload the ammo. It requires a lot of fuckery, actually. But BTR4 is much heavier, and it was not supposed to be that heavy. And when BTR4 is on the move, you can hear it from like 100 miles away, because it's like its engine is screaming. It's very, very heavy. BTR3 is very fast. It's like, I cannot say that it's light. It's something like 16 tons.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's really fast, and it's nice. It's love and hate 2 in 1, basically. Yeah, I like it very much. Okay, and what else? What else do I have to impress you? Oh, this is how it shoots. So our guys were deployed in 2019 at the Svetlodarsk Bulge, and let me see if I have pictures from. Yeah, that's the picture from that very deployment. And let me just move myself a bit. Yeah. We were deployed to the Svetlodarsk Bulge 2019-2020, and we had several contacts. Okay, so we used our BTR to make Russians better people, right? And basically it works every single time. Sorry about the sound, guys. It's like this is how it sounds. Okay, this is the video that I have. Yeah, 30mm cannon. I don't know. When you're inside a BTR, the sound, it doesn't sound that loud. I believe that automatic grenade launcher from within the BTR sounds much louder. But the 30 millimeter cannon is like, you're driving forward and like you're shooting at the same time, and it's like bam, and there's this like massive recoil, and you feel the recoil
Can you
of
feel
this.
it in the entire truck? Does it like
Yeah,
shake?
yeah, it shakes like crazy, and it's so cool. And like something like, I love BTR, even though it's not as cool as like, say, I don't know, tank, airplane, of course, but BTR is cool. One day I will definitely make that game, World of BTR, and I will become insanely rich. And on that photo is like an ordinary day of a press officer at the positions. So there's, you can see a journalist on the left, a company deputy commander in the middle, and that sexy mofo on the right. Okay, and basically that was a position, I believe, south of Novomykhailivka or Dolomit. Somewhere there. Well, one way or another, those places are unfortunately occupied. They don't belong to us anymore. But back then it was really, really cool. What else do I have? Oh my God. So, okay, let's start. You know what? Let's start with 2015, which
Yeah, that'd be cool to see.
Yeah, guys, I was a policeman. You probably know that.
Is there a way to show me what you're doing, bro, in the studio so I can see what you have showing? Or I mean, I have your stream up too. Is there a way to see it like in real time from the studio?
Let me see if it's possible. I don't think so.
Is there a share screen button?
No.
Oh, okay. Never
Unfortunately,
mind.
no.
Okay,
But,
okay. I'll just get the stream. I'm in the stream. What's up, chat? I'm with you guys. All right, cool, bro. Just wanted to make sure. No problem.
Yeah. All right. So 2015, I was a policeman, and I enjoyed it actually, because I think I was like the coolest policeman you can imagine. There's like I was making photos with random people. Like this lady there, for example, she was wearing this absolutely cool like leopard jacket. And because she looked really cool in these jackets, I approached her and asked whether I can make like a photo with her. And of course, because I was policeman, she could not refuse, right? So yeah, it was kind of cool. And that's from a patrol that was in Kiev. We were not like an ordinary police, right? Because my battalion was often deployed to the anti-terrorist operation in Donbass, and it was like sometimes we cooperated with local police, which was absolutely cringy. Again, there were like a lot of old corrupted policemen, and we helped to arrest them, and they were like, but your cops. Were like, fuck you, we are different. And like it was so cool. Oh my God. Yeah, I believe that is an investigator. She was like 21 years old back then. I think I still have her number. Anyways, and this is my bro that we are on patrol in Krasnohorivka. Nowadays, unfortunately, again, Krasnohorivka is occupied by terror Russians, but that specific patrol was insane. Because we made a picture. We asked some lady to make a picture of us, to take a picture, and then we were already going back to the base, and I thought like maybe we should check like some one specific alley. There was like this central park in Krasnohorivka, like an alley, like long alley, and there was a place where local drunksters used to gather and drink. And we decided to check that place. And of course, we saw like a dude taking a leak under the tree in the middle of like park full of children and shit like that. Like, what the hell? And I came from behind. I think I poked him with with like my AK. Like, I poked him with my AK. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing? Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, he didn't turn around even. He's like, fuck you, like, let me finish. I'm like, oh, okay,
really?
that's interesting. So he finished, he turned around, he saw that there's like two armed cops, right, from Kiev. And apparently this dude was also former cop. And his best friend, like this big bully that he was drinking with, he was also from either former cop or like former air assault dude. I don't know, but they had like tattoos of parachutes. So basically, they were like former paratroopers. And because all this is taking place in Donbass, and those dudes are drunk as fuck, and there's a lot of locals who hate us because we came from Kiev, and so we experienced like this growing, like this interesting escalating conflict right on the street. And I start explaining him that he could go to a toilet located like 50 meters away, and he's like trying to provoke the conflict. And I'm like I'm really tired. It's cold like hell. It's November 2015. I'm sick, by the way, and I was sneezing and coughing like crazy. I couldn't recover for a month probably, because it was cold constantly, and I was really sick of that shit, and I just wanted to go home to the base and take a rest. But he's provoking this conflict. So how it all ends? When the conversation that we had like officially ended, right? It's when the dude said, "By the way, you didn't search me. I can be armed." And I'm like, "Oh shit, man. Well, this is when you are freaking screwed." And what I do, I chamber the round, and I go, "Stand on your knees and spread your arms and put them behind your freaking head." And what the dude does, instead of like following my command, he brings his hand behind his back as if he's pulling out something, like a handgun. And that is a moment when you realize that, okay, there's two options. Option number one, he has a handgun, right? And it's either I'm dead or he's dead. I have a rifle chambered, and I can literally eliminate him right here, because he's a threat, right? He has something behind his back. He signaled that he might have a weapon, and I have all rights to like eliminate this person right here. Like option number two, I have CES gas. I have pepper spray, okay? And I can use pepper spray on this dude, and it's like 50-50, either I'm dead or not, So what do you think I did?
Butt stroke. Melee.
No.
R3.
No.
Oh.
So, of course, because you know me, I used gas, right? I used the pepper spray. So, but I failed because I take pepper spray, I spray the fuck, but because it was night, it was dark. The throttle, the oh my god, the shit, the nostril of this pepper
Yep.
spray shoots behind my shoulder.
Oh
So
no.
instead of spraying this dude, I spray behind my
Sprayed your
shoulder
body.
where my body stands.
Oh no.
And my body is like, oh shit.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh shit, it didn't work. So I spray him this time properly.
Mhm.
I could be dead, by the way. So what the dude did, he had no handgun. He just wanted to do like this, bang. That's what he did, and he could get killed for that because we're policemen. We're on a patrol in the area of anti-terrorist operation. You could get killed freaking twice. So we both failed basically, but I get him sprayed. The dude feels bad, of course, and the other dude was like running towards me. I think to start the fight because I sprayed his partner, friend, cold drinker. I don't know. And my body, even despite the fact that he's crying like a baby, he's crying because Ukrainian CS gas is no joke, bro. Like Ukrainian pepper spray is insane, especially produced in like 2015. But oh yeah. And my friend said that he had like he had runny nose, and instantly the spray removed like the blockage.
All of that.
Yeah, like instantly it helped. He healed right there. But despite the fact that he's crying and he's like, his face is like swollen, he intercepts that guy who runs at me, and he puts him on the ground. And basically we call the assistants, and the guys arrive and take that dude away. And then that very evening, after writing multiple like reports and stuff, I talked to the dad of this dude that got sprayed. So the dad arrived, and basically he looked like my dad, just like old man, ordinary old man. And I'm like, we went out, had a cigarette, and I'm like, I'm really, really sorry to tell you this, but your son is like fucking idiot. Okay, he's an imbecile because he could get killed instantly. I have right. He was threatening me with like weapons, even though he didn't have them, but he could get killed. You could be a father of a dead son for like the past hour, okay? But instead of that, I used my pepper spray, which I had full right to do. So you gotta take your son home and apply something, because his face looks really, really bad. It became worse, even worse when he arrived to the police station. The dude shakes my hand, and he's like, thank you very much for your job. I'm really sorry for my son. He's an asshole. When he drinks, he behaves like an asshole. And I'm like, well, it happens, Yeah.
It happens sometimes. But he learns.
So that's the shit. And from that, wait, do I have this? Yeah. So that photo was from that very patrol, that very evening, before it happened, right? And that's me. Again, it's in the police. We were stationed in Krasnohorivka, and there was this piano. And, this is like staged photo, but I played this piano because I can play piano. Because when you play piano, usually you don't have like a rifle and grenades lying there. But I played this piano because it was in our base, and it was kick-ass. It was really cool.
That's a badass photo. That whole set. Oh, I gotta add another photo to the mix now that you said that one in there. So we
And
have a common photo that's very similar. So I've seen that photo of
oh,
the
cool,
piano.
cool, cool.
Yeah,
You
let me
you
try to
got
get
you
it.
gotta finish the folder and show
Oh,
it
it's
to me.
done. Oh yeah, it's in the chat already. I'm just gonna add this photo to it now.
Yeah. And then I'm joining the National Guard. I'm joining my brigade as a private, of course. And then after a while, I got promoted, as you probably know, to the NCO. I was first sergeant of platoon, and then I was company's first sergeant. And when I was a company sergeant, we were running with my guys, we were jogging and singing songs. And this is such a moment. You can
It's
hear,
always the best times, bro. It's like camaraderie, and like
yeah,
you can those moments you really like feel you're present like in that.
yeah, absolutely. So you can hear me like singing, and you can hear the guys singing as well. I made this song, by the way. Oh shit! It's oh shit! Oh shit!
I was wondering as there we go. Now I can hear it.
That's me running on the left. That's our medic wearing blue sweater. Like she didn't have to run with us, but you know she likes good company. I forgot words already. Ворогу дамо свинця. Yeah. Yeah, so this is one of the pages that I admire and like and miss very much from my service because, yeah, absolutely. You have camaraderie, you have all kinds of crazy shit happening in the company where you have like 126 men with their stories, with their problems, with their oh my god, there were so many memories dedicated to my company. So many guys died already, unfortunately. And by the way, last week I lost another friend from this company, Volodymyr.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that, buddy.
He was he was not the most disciplined guy, but he became a sergeant, and he became a really, really cool sergeant. And when the invasion began, I was in Hostomel. He was, I believe, in South America. He was there on a vacation with his girl. He proposed to his girl. They married, and then he returned to Ukraine. He returned back to the brigade because when the invasion began, his contract was like long finished, and he became one of the coolest sergeants of my brigade. And unfortunately, he died. I don't have pictures here on this computer, but I've got I've got a picture on my god, on my phone.
Chat's asking while you're looking for that. What's the translation of that cadence that you were calling?
Oh my god! So like, guys, it's kind of cringy. It's like uh, we are soldiers of the National Guard. We're going to shoot our enemies for Donbass and for Crimea. We're going to grind our foes. We will fight until the end. We will give our foes the lead. And things like that. Like, it's kind of cringy, but I was like, do we have a cadence? Everybody's like, no, we don't. I'm like, well, okay, well then we'll be singing the cadence that I will choose, okay? And I wrote a cadence myself, and everybody were like, I posted it on A4 papers, like all around the base and then all around the front lines in like Svitlodars. That cadence was everywhere for the guys to learn. And I'm like, so how do you like the cadence? They go like, dude, it's bad.
Like, it's bad.
It sucks. It sucks.
It's not good.
Yeah, who the hell wrote this cadence? I'm like, guys, there's several thousand men in the brigade, and nobody except me wrote a cadence. Nobody. That's why I'm sorry, but this is the cadence that you will be like learning, okay? And this is how I convinced them. Yeah, but unfortunately, yeah, here he is. Here he is, my bro. Okay, I will just show you.
The cadences that I would call would be like Jody is the guy.
Yeah.
So you know the story of Jody a little bit.
Yeah, bro, that's Volodymyr. Yeah, nickname, call sign Voha, Volodymyr Ivashchenko. He was in my company, and he was killed on 4th of May in combat.
Candles in the chat. Candles in the chat.
Yeah, he was a great guy. He was a great guy, and he was one of the coolest NCOs I knew. But returning to the photos. Yeah. Oh my god, I have so many of them here. You probably know this guy, right? Guys in the chat, there's a guy. Okay. That's Bogdan, and we were going to local supermarket to buy ice cream because of, like, of course, where do soldiers go when they have like free time? Yeah. So we went to the supermarket to buy ice cream, and it was really cool because there was me, there was Bogdan, there were several other guys. And we go to the supermarket, and as you can see there, we're wearing like multicam, or that is MTP. That's multicam, by the way. Yep. So we're wearing like multicam armored vests and pants and things like that. And a lot of things were donated to us by our friends from the 1st Californian Battalion of the National Guard of the US.
Let's go, California.
Yeah. And so we go to the supermarket, and I go like, all right, gentlemen, we gotta get some stuff, some yogurts and bananas. You can find bananas over yonder. And like, well, yeah, like, guys, you probably understand that I'm not a native like American English speaker, right? But people from Donbass, they go like, oh shit, and we speak English inside of the supermarket. And Bogdan, he needed a battery for his night vision device, so he comes to this lady and he asks, like, in Russian, but with like this heavy English, like English accent. Excuse me, where can I find the battery? Like this. And there's this lady, and there's like local kids. They like, oh shit! Like nowadays, it's not a surprise to see a person from any country of the world in Ukraine, right? But back then in 2016, it was 2017. It was something extraordinary. And that is Bogdan. Guys, you know Bogdan, my good buddy. He got promoted, by the way. And he got promoted, I believe he's now an officer as well.
Oh, wow.
Which is cool, which is really cool. And this is, again, me and Bogdan. We are being deployed. So that's exactly the moment when we moved in, and we were waiting for the sun to set, actually. So it would be like a bit darker, so we could go to our positions and switch with the guys, who would be rotated and have their well-deserved rest. It was fun. It was cool. How did service at the positions look like? Let me show you, for example, right here. So this is us going to a different position. This is our Sergei Kishkin, my good friend, who also died 2 years ago in Rubizhne. You know, I like this video where he's like, you know, walking into the sunset. He was a really young guy here. Do I have this photo? Shit, I forgot to copy that. But he was like very young guy. He was very active. Here it is. Here I have our picture at the position. He learned like massage. He would massage guys, you know, because if you run a lot like us, you always have problems with your spine, like wearing
all the gear.
Yeah, you would wear like 15-20 kilograms,
and you're running with it. It's like shock on your back the whole time.
Yeah, so the dude learned how to do massage, and he would massage the guys all the time, and like the guys would respect him a lot for that. And then we had some. So that's us at the position. We noticed Russians switching at their position, and we decided to like greet them, right? Greet fresh Russians at the positions. So in a second, I will show you where it happens. There you can see like a water reservoir, like a lake. Russians are on the other side of the lake. And this side is ours. Nowadays it's different. Nowadays it's all ruined and Russians control that territory. But back then in 2017, it was like that. And it was kind of interesting. Oh, here you can see, like, I believe it's, yeah, that's the reservoir, and there you can see like this hill, right? It's on the left. There, I'm showing you the left. No, for some reason I'm not showing you what I suppose. Why am I showing you the dude? Anyway, so there you can see the hill, and on top of the hill you can see like a Russian position.
Wow.
And that was the position which always was shooting us using their automatic grenade launchers and heavy machine guns. And we were shooting back. So we had like this exchange every single day, almost. And that is the field telephone. Probably heard it. So it was really cool. That's the dog. Okay, because if you serve in the Ukrainian army, you got to love animals. You got to love animals, and that's just like, one of the scenes when I would make tea, and we had a chair. I'm not sure where exactly we found that chair, but the guys brought it from like some garbage pile, and we put it next to the fireplace, and that dog, he loved this chair and he would sleep there always.
Dog's chilling.
Yeah, we had like Friday chill with Starsky as of 2017. And by the way, this one, even though you know that I'm not a big fan of the cats, but you had to be a fan of this cat because his name was Behemoth. He was like
a cat named Behemoth. That's amazing.
He was like this, like this big, and he would often sleep in my legs, in my bed, and he ate everything. Like you give him like potato, meat, whatever. By the way, if you want to see how our ration looked back then, it looked approximately like this. So Ukrainians always have a lot of meat and something yummy, right? We had noodles, we had meat. I literally made this photo to send to my parents, to make sure that they're not worried about me. And that is fragments. You can see that they're very, very fresh, right? They're not rusty. So they were the fragments from 120 millimeter mortars that my platoon was shot with for the first time in the history of my brigade. So I was NCO in the 3rd platoon of my company. And when we moved to this position, we were shot at with the Russian artillery for the first time in history of my brigade. So I'm like, Russians hated us so much. So I made pictures of those fragments. I believe I still have them in Kiev somewhere. That is the dude. You can see like the difference. And the difference is big. Like, okay, I'm not a big guy generally, right? But that guy is insanely, like, he's 2 meters tall, like 7 feet something. And because he's that big, I remember he was working out at his position, and because he's like generally he's big guy, Russians noticed him and they tried to kill him with a heavy machine gun from like a kilometer away, but they missed. But the dude came to my position, and he's like, "You got cigarettes?" I'm like, "You don't smoke." He's like, "I do now."
I do now.
Yeah, and then he had a birthday. Guys, if you want to see how the birthday looks at the positions, that's exactly how it looks like. We had a cake, we had tea, and we had, of course, no alcohol. That is the rule at Ukrainian positions. And over here, you can see my super pooper knife. Okay. Now it serves well to my sergeant major of my brigade, my good friend Stas. And it was really cool. It was really cool time. We have something to remember. That's a different birthday already. And on the left, there is Vova Tovkis, my friend who received a bullet under his right eye. After this picture, like way after this picture, like 2 years after it was made. And he survived. And nowadays, he's one of the most recognized Ukrainian champions of Invictus Games. Last year, by the way, he was in Dusseldorf.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was insane. And then after this trip, I became... Oh, no. I also got to briefly show you another friend that I had there at the front line. I think his name was... her name, sorry, was Mina Landmine. I don't know why. But she was like fluffy dog. She belonged to some kind of very, very like extremely expensive breed. I'm not sure, guys. Please tell me if you know the breed. Yeah, was it like Alabai or something like that? Guys, please let me know in the chat because I'm not sure. I'm not an expert. But we took her home and she grew. She's very big now. Yeah, and then I became, after this crazy freaking deployment, guys, you're not supposed to make pictures like that generally on your position because you can see like position, you can see orienteers, but nowadays that territory is under Russian control and is that power station pretty much doesn't exist anymore. And that is basically the environment where you had to spend like months of your life. It was freezing cold, prostatitis and things like that, like welcome to the army, all right? And at the same time, it was a very, very nice experience. Like I can make fire out of nothing, literally. And
good survival skills, good training.
Yeah. So that's me still as a sergeant at Svetlodarsk, and that's again me still as a sergeant. But then I returned back to Kyiv after another deployment, and I believe that this is the historical moment when I got promoted and I received an officer's rank. You can see that I still have no, not Akita, guys, but maybe Akita. I'm not sure. On this photo, you can see that I still have the sergeant's patch, right?
Yep.
And this is the day when I received the first, or is it second lieutenant's? So it's like starting lieutenant's rank. You have lieutenant, you have Unterlieutenant, the tiny lieutenant, right? That's me. Then you have lieutenant. Then you have Oberlieutenant, the big lieutenant, the senior dude. And then you have like captain and major and yada yada. Yeah. So that is from the day when I received a new rank when I was promoted and became a press officer again. Where is my sexy photo? Where is my sexy? Here it is. That is the photo that Max made for me. He's like, dude, you don't have proper photos. Let me make a photo. I'm like, come on. He's like, come on, I need to test my camera. I'm like, okay. And he made like a bunch of pictures.
It was for a good reason. It was for a really good reason.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I can use them, whatever. I can send them to like OnlyFans, for example.
Yes. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So when I need like money, I will know how to use them right. And what we were doing, a lot of interesting shit. We were going to the positions, again, as I already showed you with the media. We have plenty of those, pictures and videos and reports, and you can only imagine. But sometimes we would help our guys make cool content. So, for example, here you can see our field artillery, right? Our mortar team working. It was really cool, and the guys sent us this video. They're like, bro, can you use this video somewhere? I'm like, thank you so much. I really like it, but I will never fucking use this video in my life. They're like, why? I'm like, because you're not wearing freaking armor. They're like, so? I'm like, I'm a press officer. You can kill me, but I will never give this video to like our headquarters, to our like chief press service, because you're not wearing freaking armor. And basically, like, you have to be punished for that. And the guy's like, oh, no, please don't send that video anywhere. So, again, it's something from the life of a press officer. This one is when... so, Russians had their position in Zaitsevo. Village of Zaitsevo was divided by our guys and Russians. And they did a lot of crazy shit there. I remember when Russians would attach a lantern to a dog and send this dog running around the street to attract attention of our snipers, because Russians believed that we would shoot the dog. Things like that. So in Zaitsevo, they had several positions that were kind of annoying to us. They were bothering us a lot. And eventually those positions ceased to be as a result of this small operation, okay, that I had chance to record for you guys.
А другий бетон, дальше в дом, да.
I'm not sure if I ever showed those videos anywhere.
I don't think you have.
Oh, and there goes SPG, yeah.
Yeah.
And the guys say, oh shit, we will be fucked we will be fucked tonight by them.
Tracers.
Yeah. So while we were shooting, the Russians were hiding in the trenches. But their snipers were observing the situation. And our snipers shot several of their snipers.
That house is getting lit up, or whatever that shack is.
Yeah, there was a bunch of there was a bunch of houses that were used as their observation positions. They had like sandbags everywhere and shit like that. And from those houses, they would time to time shoot at different directions at our guys. And like they were annoying, and also there was a case when they attempted to take one of our positions, but there was like almost hand-to-hand combat with our guys, and they retreated. Like it's a different story. But we decided to remove some of those positions because they were like too annoying for us, and we succeeded. So the Russians were in the trenches during this strike. We saw like their heads, peeking out, but they were mostly in the trenches. They didn't die because of this strike, but our snipers were observing them, and they shot several of them during this strike. So still, I think it was pretty much successful. The funniest thing was those idiots, they belonged to the Luhansk so-called militia. Basically like whatever trash they could find to recruit to the army. And they were not, I would say they were not dangerous much. But there were also like different... oh my god, 54th, 56th, I don't remember the exact name. I think it was like 46 Russian Special Brigade of the Rosgvardia that also participated there, and they consisted mostly of like sabotage reconnaissance groups, sniper groups, that kind of fuckers. And they shot several of our guys. Luckily, they survived, including one of my best friends. But they shot them, the snipers. And we shot them back, actually, using artillery, though. So it was insane. And, looking back, I realized that I don't regret freaking anything. It was great experience, almost 10 years in the service, and I don't regret anything. One thing I regret is that I should have worked much harder to make sure more people would join National Guard or the armed forces, whatever. Yeah. Because, currently there's a lot of guys at the front line. To them, this is their first experience, first like several years of war, and some of them still feel romantic and stuff. I saw that like on a bit different scale, but still for like almost 10 years, And there were times when I would ask myself, where the fuck are the men? Mm-hmm. Where the fuck are the people who want to protect their freaking country? I'm here with 3 other guys at a position. It means that we, like each of us, only has like 4 hours a day to sleep, because there's 4 of us. Where's everybody?
Right.
But I don't regret anything. Even though there's absolutely nothing beautiful against war, but there's always a lot of things to remember about service, a lot of things to remember about your guys' faces that unfortunately you will never see, but you will never forget as well. Yeah.
Yeah, tons of life lessons constantly.
Yeah. So, do we show your photos?
Yeah, we can. I was thinking, should I screen share the file that I made so I can like see it? Because there's about a 20-second delay from like when you're pulling up photos and videos to when I can see it on the stream. What does this do?
Can you screen share using your camera source? Oh yes, you can. Yeah, oh my god. All right. Here we are.
Cool. I'll just go right down the list. I don't think they're in any certain order. Shout out to all the veterans that we got in the chat. Anybody that served around the world. I don't know if it's, yeah. Let's start with number 1. Let's go one by one. Is it working for you to be able to show the stream?
Yeah. It's
Cool.
It works. It's already on air. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, this is me when we were deployed overseas. We were assigned Caymans because we had just line haul trucks. Like we just had 915 A3s and then A5s when we were in Alaska. So this was like the first time we actually got assigned the MRAP vehicles, and it was really, really cool. But these were so top heavy because they were like Kazovac specific. So you take too fast of a turn. If you're going around, you take too fast of a turn, the thing's going to roll over. So you got to be very, very careful with it. It's got the reactive armor on there, got a crow system on it. So it's got the controller. Yeah, like that. We had an Xbox 360 controller in there to operate the crow system on it. Pretty freaking cool. Then of course the patented U.S. Army PT belt. You can't go anywhere without that. That'll keep you safe and protected. Of course. All right, let's do the next one. All right, this was when I was deployed. We got time to go to the port, and we had to wear our IDs everywhere because we were away from the base. We had to like get approval and all this, but it was worth it because I got to go fishing. And I decided I like to be away from the unit. Like I'm with my squad or with my team, but like I always like getting away from the bigger echelon, so you can just maybe you have the same experience, you know, when you're with just your guys. Maybe you said you worked with a company, so you were with tons of guys constantly, but I was only we were a company sized element, but we were just with our platoon and then with our squad. So when we got sent places, we literally just went with our team or with our squad, so we got to do really cool stuff.
Bro, I tell you this, you know, in the army during the deployment, for example, we always had those talks like, guys, we will go to like we will return from the deployment, right, back home, and we will have a drink. Okay, we will all have a drink. We will have beer. We will get wasted and shit like that. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I never drank with my guys except for Bogdan once. Like never in almost 9 years, in almost 10 years, never I had such experience of drinking with my guys. First, I was a sergeant. That's why, like, no, you don't do that. The second thing is, you know, yeah, of course, we all dream about things like that, like meeting, relaxing together with your buddies and shit. But you see the same faces every single freaking day. Every single day. You see the same faces. Like, I'm sorry, I would pay somebody in order to be able not to see you for like for 2 weeks of my vacation, right? So like, fuck you and your beer, okay? Yeah, let's have some sandwiches at the base instead.
Yeah, I totally don't have any photos in this album that I'm going to show of any drinking at all. I promise. There's none of that in here until a little bit. So here is a photo that I went to airborne school because I got sent there. I didn't make it through. Didn't make it past the PT test because I was behind. I was in the back of the line. So whenever you get sent to this thing, there's about 700 candidates that go to airborne school at least. So you're in a giant group. And when the first event is the PT test. And so your recruiter always tells you, make sure you're like near the front of the line, because like if you're in the back of the line, they're going to just start cutting because they have to cut numbers. And airborne school, I'm going to be honest, is not difficult. It's just you got to get the heights thing, jumping out of a perfectly good airplane and landing and not hurting yourself. Because if you actually hurt yourself, you're going to get kicked out too. Like they have like it's an easy school, but like there's lots of room to get kicked out of it type thing. So the PT test came up and you got to bounce your chest off this plank and your dog tags. And I'm knocking them out, just killing it because I'm in shape. I'm really good shape. Guy in front of me is like a 6'3" MP and he's just doing push-ups. Like he's not even keeping the plane. He's like just doing shitty push-ups, but he made it though. They approved him. I'm like, oh no, if he made it, then because there was only one guy behind me. I'm like, oh no, like, so I'm knocking him out. You only got to do 42 push-ups, bro. That's literally it. Just 42 push-ups in 2 minutes. Like that's not like bro. That's so like easy. So yeah. I'm doing them. 41. Not all right. Down. 41. Oh shit! Keep your back straight. Okay. 41. Oh, that's not good. Held my chest on the ground, pushed up 41. Oh my! It's a thing. It's called being. It's the 41 club where like on the PT test, the sergeants there will like kind of screw you a little bit just because they have to cut numbers. They can't pass all 700 people through. They have to show some type of a difficulty curve for this school. There's tons of hard Army schools, trust me, especially in Benning, like Pathfinder School, the Jump Master School, the ones that are in response, the NCOs that are there to get you ready to jump out of the plane. Yeah, that's intense. But when it comes to just the airborne stuff, it's not that difficult. But I got screwed. That's how I got sent to Alaska. That's that story. But yeah, and then we literally went out the same day with the full gear on. I had the T 54 parachute, I think it was called, or there's two variants of the parachutes. There's like the T10 and some other one. And I had one of the parachutes on. You got to jump off and do all this corny airborne everywhere. And it's just like a cartoon. Like it's airborne every day, airborne. And like while you're running, you got to say airborne. After you leave the dining hall, it's airborne. After you enter the area, you got to do 10 pull-ups. And then if you're done doing 10 pull-ups, you got to say airborne and then go stand in formation. There was a whole thing. But I mean, at the end of it, it was a good experience, but I'm glad that I ended up going to Alaska. This is basic training, learning net land nav and how to do a sector sketch. This is the drill. The drill sergeant's teaching me how to map that. You can kind of see like the curves on there and like you position. He's teaching me because then I have to go and teach the rest of the squad because I was like the designated squad leader of the day for that. So I had to take all the notes and like all of it, and I had to relay it back to all the other soldiers. And in training, it's tough.
Bro, sorry. Is that F-16?
Yeah, bro. M16, yeah.
M16, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, we train on M16s. I'm sure it's M4s now. Units were starting to get I went through basic training in 2012. So like M4s were like with all the combat units. So if you weren't like, because I was a POG, I was like a 88 Mike. So we had non-combat basic training. Like we still had the initial phases, but then like if you're an infantry or if you're a Cav scout or whatever, you go on to like further combat arms schools. Like you're basically just like getting yelled at by the drill sergeant the entire time. Like you never leave the first days of like the hazing and stuff. But I was in POG basic training. So we were in we had M16s. But yeah, so I had to relay how to do sector sketches and write and put all the markings on there and relay it back to my squad. That's when I enlisted into the Army. I don't know, my eyes are closed. I don't know what's going on in the picture. But that's the day we had to raise your right hand and swear in. And I wasn't in basic training yet, or I didn't go anywhere, but it's like the first thing you do, because you got to get through this MEPS thing where they make you walk on your knees, and you got to do the ASVAB, the written. The whole physical sucked. I hated that whole thing. So did all that. Then I ended up signing and raising my right hand and all that stuff. So that's that photo. This is the gas chamber. So they have CS gas in a drum in the middle of this like chamber. And you go in there and you gotta take your gas, you gotta take your mask off and recite the soldier's creed. You gotta recite some other stuff they make you do, like you say your last name and your last four. Put your mask back on, quick, check the seal, because the only way to like really check that is if you're actually in the environment. CS gas is not fun. Have you ever been in CS gas?
Oh yeah,
bro, it's not fun. Like, you can still technically breathe, but it feels like you can't. Like it really does. It feels like. And you're just snots coming out, and it just sucks. Like it's not a good time. This was the position that we made, because in our basic training at the time, I don't know what it's like now, but we still had like when we were doing Vietnam type forest type making a position, and then you had to pull security on it like all day, and like when we were learning. So we had the coolest looking position, so we got a photo of it. The drill sergeant he took a picture of it, and that's
best practice. It's like this internal like don't know if you have like internal newspaper of like your base, like best practices today. Like soldier or sergeant, blah blah, made this exemplary, beautiful position for everybody to envy. Yeah.
And then I learned not to, and that was like when I started to learn not to stand up, because other people would be like, why are you doing the most?
Yeah.
Why are you making an extra position? Then we have to make our position all extra.
Yeah.
We were just like, we were having fun with it. We're like, honestly, because you're just out there and you know how it goes. So you got to try to make light of something. So we made a cool position. This is job training, how to drive that's a PLS system. So you load like a container onto the back of it. It's got like a big hook arm and bring it on. It's like an 8x8 chassis. Those are logistics vehicles. That's my basic training platoon. That's my drill sergeant. I'm over here. I'm right here.
Ah.
Yeah, we were the 3rd platoon gunfighters.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we were. Yeah. So we had the designated platoon leader every couple weeks, and that's what we were. Right?
This is like, bro, this is so cool to see, like, picture from like a different army from like different continents.
That's how
like,
I feel when I see your stuff, bro. And it's really cool.
Yeah, like the culture, the way you hold rifles, the way you stand, the way you like your uniform looks like. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's parade rest with a rifle, right?
Yeah,
because you gotta port arms, and you gotta like do all this. It's a whole thing to like get into parade rest with the rifle. Now I don't remember the specific commands now because it's been some years. Fort Wainwright, that's my duty station I went to in Alaska. We were the Arctic Warriors. It's very cold there, very very cold. I got up to -73 Fahrenheit. I don't know what that would be Celsius. What is -70? What is -73? Oh, it's -58 Celsius.
Yeah, around that.
It's pretty cold. Okay? It gets really cold there. We do Arctic training. More photo from basic training now. Again, these aren't in order, chat, because I just added them to a folder. But we were getting ready to go into the gas chamber. In this picture, there's me right here. I'm sitting right there. We're getting instructions. It's very cold. Okay, in North Carolina in the morning in the summertime, it's like a wet cold in the mornings. It's very like humid there, so it does get hot during the daytime, but in the morning you're like freezing, like it's like bone chilling freezing. Like that M16 in the morning was, oh my goodness, it was so cold, especially when you're doing PT and then you got to grab it and hold it and carry it. It was cold. There, yeah, we're doing. So we weren't paying attention, or we were kind of goofing off, or I don't know what we were doing. It wasn't what we were supposed to be. So we had to hold our rifles over our head while we were sitting in the bleachers. So we had to hold it up and keep it there. And you can see some soldiers are struggling because after some time, you get a little muscle failure. Right? It seems easy, but if your arms aren't where they need to be, even an M16 can start getting heavy. And so we had a little corrective training there, and had to act right a little bit. There's a drill instructor right there. Right. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Fast forward now. This is my deployment. And we had monsoon season. Okay. In the Middle East. Monsoon season came through. So our barracks, this is one of my sergeants. He's in bed because he's been through Afghanistan. He went to Iraq. Like he's been in big combat before. So he's just like, fuck it. Like, but this is water. Water came into our barracks. This is my PlayStation 3 and all my video game stuff, because I had a little mini TV, and after mission I'd go back and play GTA San Andreas. Like I'd be sitting there playing.
Shit.
Yeah, I played San Andreas, The Last of Us, and another game while I was deployed. I can't remember the other one I played. And football, we played NCAA football and Madden. So I had all my video games set up there in my Tough Box, which I still have. That's that same Tough Box, chat. If you follow me on social media, I posted about organizing it like a couple weeks ago when I moved. That's the same Tough Box. Okay, more job training photos. That's the 915A3 logistics, right? It's just a semi truck. So I actually was gonna go get my CDL and be able to do line haul commercially for civilians, but I didn't go through with it because it's just different. But that same premise though. We'd have vehicles on the back. We'd have to learn how to chain down with the ratchet and ratchet strap equipment on the back. Ammunition goes on the back. Containers go on the back. Tons of stuff.
We actually also had to learn that shit because,
Really?
for example, I'm a sergeant. I have a BTR because according to our doctrine, squad leader, platoon sergeant, company sergeant, you have to be a commander of your own BTR.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, because you have a BTR, you have to have it transported somewhere, like on a truck like this one.
Yeah.
So we had to go through this training as well. It's not like you just learn how to operate it and drive it and shoot it, but you also have to learn how to put it on the trailer,
Yes.
how to attach it, and do
Yeah.
all that shit,
And same with inversely for me, because I wasn't a combat job, right? My job wasn't the first job. I guess you're a soldier, so the first job is to kill the enemy. But like, I'm a truck driver. I'm driving it. You know what I mean? There's a gunner, but we had to learn how to gun. We had to learn how to provide convoy security, so how to operate gun trucks and gun truck maneuvers. And that wasn't taught to me in this training. In the training that we did, we had learned that later on when I was actually in my unit. And we did more because they don't do gun truck training and gun in the 88 Mike school. So then we got to Alaska. Okay, now this is my first duty station. Like I showed you guys, Fort Wainwright, and we were training to go on our deployment. And that training was so just it was like this the entire time in the mud. Like this is my first Army experience. Just snow, mud, cold. But we had training to do. And we had MRAPs out there. We had our line hauls. We had lanes. We did. It was really good. It wasn't at an official. It wasn't at NTC or JRTC at Fort Polk. It was just in Alaska. It was very, very cold, very, very wet, moist. Little happy Mother's Day for everybody in the chat. Right? I added this last minute because it is Mother's Day today. So again, happy Mother's Day. But I took this picture when I was in Alaska on Mother's Day in 2014 for my mom. So I wanted to share that for all you guys today, our mothers in the chat. I kind of tried to show this a couple weeks ago. This is the training we did with the Miles gear.
Yeah.
Okay? We're doing buddy carries, and he got taken out in the simulation. So we had to bring him back to the CCP, which is the casualty collection point. So Kimball provided security while we buddy carried him to the CCP. Deployment. Honestly, I swear to God, we just posed for this picture, you guys. Like they were going around taking photos, and we were like standing, and so we're like, okay, we like got down and like acted like we were doing something with the tire. We were in there doing something, but like we weren't busy. But so we posed for this picture.
It's like when press officer asks you to like pause a bit near your tank or your anti-aircraft cannon, or pause with your like RPG-7, or like if you're a military cooker, okay, at the kitchen, like pause near like this big pot with your like big spoon, you know, and shit like that. Like we do that all the time.
Absolutely, bro. It's just one of those times. It's like, yep, time for a picture. We didn't take a whole lot. This is my barracks room in Alaska. I got my computer set up. I was playing Company of Heroes 2, but all of my stuff's getting packed up by some guy because we were getting ready to go to overseas, and they pack up your entire room. Like if you're in the barracks, they pack up your whole stuff and put it in storage until you get back. And then because we had a whole new building when we came back, so they moved all of our stuff into this new building. I had to unpack it. My first experience ever with all of my stuff getting packed up. Right? And this was just before we got deployed. So I was settled into Alaska for like 2-3 months before we deployed. I was hardly in the Army before I was in the Middle East already. There's our deployment picture with our unit. You got the Cayman back there. You got the 915, and you got the Het. And the Het is the biggest truck the Army has. That thing transports Abrams, which I do have a photo of. Yeah, I do have a photo of because we transported some. So that's what we had. We had other trucks in our motor pool, but like this is an ice trailer because we needed ice and coolers because you needed to have the water bottles needed to be cold because it's hot. It was so hot. It was 136 degrees Fahrenheit when we got there. So it was like you just needed water on you. Plus we put ice cubes in the air conditioner, because air conditioner would go out regularly. Safety.
We have a question, bro. How long were the shifts?
24 hours.
24-hour shifts.
It depends. Yeah, it depended. Like if you're on mission, so there was the on base stuff. Like if you were on base duty, if you got stuck on that, it'd be 24 on, 24 off.
Mhm.
But if you were on the line haul missions and going off the base and stuff, it'd be about a normal. You wake up in the morning, do PT like at the gym, and then or whatever the squad leader would have, and then you do your shit, shower, shave, and then you'd walk up the street to the motor pool and start work at 9. And you do your work, and then missions would, or it depends if there was like an early morning mission. Some of the missions were in the afternoon. It depends on what you got stuck on. But if it was on base stuff, it's 24-hour duty, 24 hours off. Safety commissioner, safety meeting. Yep. So I found the safety hat. It was a good opportunity for a photo. I'm in the overalls because that's the other thing too, is a 88 Mike, just because I'm driving the trucks, we had to learn how to maintain them as well. Like maintenance, we had to be with the mechanics in the bay, and we couldn't leave it. So we'd park the truck in there. They'd be like, you're staying right here. We need fuel, we need fluids, we need the engine cleaned. Like you basically the mechanics, little toy. Well, for a while doing 10 level stuff. With them.
Another question, bro. Do they give you sleep time during this 24-hour shift?
Yeah. You have the 24 hours to figure out your sleep, right? You have the next day to do your sleep and wake up and get ready for and it's up to you. But the Army only allows you 4 hours. There's only 4 hours in the standard in the guidance. And it doesn't have to be consecutive either. So as long as it's 4 hours that your unit's allocating for you, and again, it doesn't have to be 4 hours straight. It could be an hour here, up, hour here, up. And as long as it's 4 within 24 hours, that was the regulation. So, but
yeah, that's exactly what we have. Absolutely.
Yep. But yeah, that next day though, usually you just go to bed right away. Like you're tired. It's sort of 24 hours of duty. So you're like pretty tired. So you go to bed, you wake up and then do your stuff. And then you got to go back to bed again, wake up next day and you're back at your duty or whatever you're doing. Range time while we're overseas deployed. Always had to make sure we're proficient. So we got our body armor on completely because we're outside the wire at this point. Like this wasn't on base at all. It was like it was in a separate area. It was like, we had to like drive really far to get to it to use it. I thought this was funny. Camel on a Toyota.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, we're doing our convoys. So it's really cool to see how camels are transported. If you didn't know, they have their own variant of Toyota truck. You got the hoist on there and everything. So hump day in the Middle East. Yep. Camel action. Just reloading from the same range photo while we're deployed. I added this one because
oh my god!
So we're at Ali Salim in Kuwait in this one, which is like an air base. We had to pick up ammunition because we restocked Patriot systems and we grabbed a whole bunch of other stuff. So we had downtime at there. So I, ironically enough, took a piano photo back then. So I had to add it to the list when I saw that you had a piano photo. Not as cool as yours though, because you're in your full kit next to the piano. But
do you play by the way? Besides the horn,
just the horn. I wish I could actually play piano. I'm posing in this too. So yeah, I can't. I don't know. I can't do things with both hands. Like I can't type. I can only do like one hand horns key like the.
Well, yeah. Because the reason I asked you, because if you take that chord that you're doing right there at the photo, that would sound nasty.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good. No, it would sound real bad. And it doesn't, the keys don't go together. But yeah, I could never do strings or keys. Unfortunately, I tried. Like my brain just would not go with there. Whereas the horn, you got 3 valves. That's it.
But it's just practice, bro. It's literally practice. The more you practice, the better it sounds. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to, because I think it's something I want to conquer. I want to actually be able to play piano and guitar. So I think
it's worth it. Yeah.
So this is the monsoon. So the base got crazy. Like we had big cleanup we had to do after this. Like vehicles toppled and like we had flooding. People like fell in water. It was really bad. We had T-walls we had to fix. Monsoon season was, and then the sandstorms too. That was the first time I saw what that was like. And it's, oh my God, some weather events for sure. There's what the outside of the PCBs look like after the monsoon. You can see just the water flooding the entire thing. It kind of like went down off the rocks, but then we had to set up sandbags. We had to sandbag our entire PCB to get ready for more monsoons, because it was just, or more rains from the monsoon because it was just getting intense out there.
Mm-hmm.
Big chilling with my boy Moore, having a Beck's, okay, because you had near beer. It was like the non-alcoholic beer while we were there. So they had Beck's, O'Doul's. There's another one too. I can't remember the name of the other one. So we're just sitting back. You got the T-wall behind us. You got the pink sky of the Middle East, this like orangish, peachish sky that the Middle East gets at night, and we're just kind of hanging out. I think we were grilling or something. It was the end of the day. There it is. So that's the Abrams. I was able to take one photo of one of the missions we did, but we coordinated with the Marine Corps at a port in Kuwait. They were bringing Abrams and other big equipment from Iraq
Mm-hmm.
and other parts of the region down, and we were consolidating it all in Camp Arifjan in Kuwait in this giant.
Oh my God! How does it even feed there?
Oh, easily, bro. There's still plenty of room. So then what it does is all of these axles, see this box right here?
Yeah.
You control the entire trailer on this box. So you'll raise the trailer up back here and get it set. And there's like an automated system to detect like how much air the tires need and all of this thing. I was an expert at that thing. I could move the entire trailer to get the exact weight of whatever, and I couldn't do it right now. There's no way I could, but yeah, you drive it up there. The Marines would help. We actually got to jump in there and drive it up the ramp at least with the Marines because they were really cool.
Okay, and question is what name of beer?
Beck's. It was a Beck's beer or O'Doul's. Mm-hmm. Yeah, from this photo. Yep, it's a near beer, so it doesn't have any alcohol in it.
How do you tell the difference between near beer and regular US beer?
You don't feel it tastes just like beer, but you don't have the feeling. You don't feel drunk or tipsy or anything. It's just like you're drinking flavored water beer.
Yeah.
Flavored beer water. There you go.
What ratio or meals were MRE versus real canteen food?
So for you?
For you too.
Okay, well, let's both answer then. So for me, it was one hot meal at the DFAC if you got if you'd wake up early enough to go get breakfast, which I usually would because otherwise you're in the truck all day sweating, eating your snacks or an MRE. So I want to make sure I have a full stomach, which gives me energy for the day too. And so I'd actually wake up and go to breakfast. I was late a couple times. But then the other time would be maybe midnight chow when you'd get back off a mission. And the dining hall would be open it'd be like a breakfast / dinner hybrid. So it was actually my favorite. I loved midnight chow. So I'd go up there and get food after the mission. But so like one and then an extra midnight chow if you wanted it, which I would, but not too many opportunities when you're really, really busy. You're going to be eating whatever you pack with your snacks or an MRE.
Yeah, absolutely. And same here. For example, when we were at positions, we would cook for ourselves. We had a stove at each position. We had a specifically appointed cooker among our guys. But if a guy could cook well and he would be responsible only for kitchen and cooking food and stuff like that, then why not? And that's what we did. So we would cook for ourselves most of the time, but whenever we were somewhere on the mission, for example, we would have MREs, of course. We have Brandon Mitchell in the chat. Hello, buddy.
Let's go, Brandon.
How's your good buddy Bogdan is doing? He's doing absolutely great. As I mentioned, he was promoted. I believe now he's an officer, but unfortunately I cannot tell you more about this. Mercado, did anyone you know have heat exhaustion while in Kuwait?
Well, or a heat casualty is what it's called, a heat cat. So there's like, so it sounds intense because it's called a casualty, but I mean, the numbers on the books, you lose a soldier for the day. So yeah, for sure, because they wouldn't be drinking enough water, or they'd be in the smoke shack too long and overheating. Yeah, there'd be tons. We'd always have to patrol or make sure we have water. Police our soldiers, make sure their water, the camelbacks are filled and all that stuff. Basic soldier stuff. Yep. Okay. Safety first. Yeah, my PT belt on. We're at the wash rack here. and we're cleaning our vehicles off after mission. I don't know what I'm
We
doing.
have a
I don't know what I'm doing.
question. We have a question. Were you not offered hometown recruiting between basic graduation and first duty deployment?
Maybe I don't know. I rejected that though. Probably I was just ready to get. I was active. No, they were offering that to National Guard and reservists. So like people that would come back to your home state and then you'd serve for the National Guard or the 1 weekend a month. I was active duty, so I was stationed. I was at a duty station in Alaska. So it was like, bye. Like you're in the Army now, son. Uncle Sam owns your ass. Like that. That's how it goes. So. Yep. No, I couldn't. There was no opportunity for that. But for the National Guard and reservists, they could do that.
Oh, there's a good question, by the way. How do you make sure you have enough water?
Push the camelback. Let me see if there's air in there, because soldiers would like to blow air in their camelback to make it seem like they have water in there. But like all you gotta do is just give it a tap. If it feels full, you can tell. You can tell if it's got a camelback is full of water or if it's empty or not. It's just the way you push on it.
I have a different answer to this question. So, how do you make sure you have enough water? You don't. Your sergeant does. If you have a proper sergeant, he makes sure that you have enough water, that your feet are dry and are not hurt, that you, I don't know, have enough food, that you feel good, your morale is good, he will kiss you on your forehead, carry you in his arms, then he will kill you and fuck your corpse after that, of course. But that's what he will do. I'm not kidding, guys. We were sergeants. This is what we did.
NCOs lead the way, but he's right. It's the NCO's job to check, but like that's what I did when I was a sergeant. I would just check soldiers, like just make sure that they're filled. In basic training, you have a water bead though, so you have beads, and you got to put the bead up for every camelback you drink. And if the drill sergeant didn't see enough beads or whatever, you get mad because he could tell. But I would just put the beads down, bro. Just pretend, like just play the game. That was the U.S. Army thing: is play the game, do what they tell you to do.
Yeah.
Right. Even if it's some BS. All right. So remember when I said earlier when I absolutely did not drink at all? Yeah, we definitely did, but only at certain events though. You can only drink at a ball or a dine-in or like an official event, like you're in your class uniform. You can't like be in uniform drinking at the bar, like in your camo and your fatigues or anything like that. You can't even be here in a bar unless again it's like after event and you're wearing a bow tie, because you can't wear the tie and drink or be at a bar or anything. It has to be a formal event in order to do so. And this one is specifically called a dine-in, where you have a grog bowl and it's in the tire back here. So you have a tire and inside of it was just a big bowl. I'm still sick thinking of this, but it's a bowl full of a bunch of alcohols, like beer, spirits, wine, all of it. Any type of alcohol you can think of is poured into that. But not only that, but random shit, like random spices were put in there. A gym sock was thrown in there. There was just so much. And every NCO, the platoon leader, the platoon sergeant, and leadership through the unit would bless the grog. Like they'd have an item that they would have, like a alcohol or something that they would throw into this thing, and then whatever. So it's really green. It's a green sludge, and it was soupy. And you go there, and then they'd have soldiers, if you messed up or you did something bad or whatever. Like I was late, so I had to go up there. Like if you're ever late to formation or something, you'd have to go up there and get a cup and then stand there and drink it. Oh. And it was so bad. It's so bad, but that's Army tradition though for you. That's the type of shit we would do. This is on deployment again. That's that same hat, but we have, instead of an M1 Abrams, we got looks like a Max Pro. Max Pro MRAP on the back, because we would transport those as well. So you had the civilian helping get it into the spot wherever we had to park it, and we would do the rest. But I got a good opportunity for a picture. This thing is massive, this truck.
It looks so cool, and the sky is so...
Oops, my bad. Let me get that back. Yeah, the sky.
Yeah, the sky looks sick. Like
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
With the
like
clouds.
it's like as if you're somewhere like in like far north, but you're in the desert actually.
Yeah. Yep. It's a really, really cool environment. This is still on deployment. This is just me with my 915 with all the lights on, with all the floodlights. It's pretty cool. It's a cool photo opportunity. We were staging to go on a mission or something, and it was just a photo opportunity. I was like, oh, let me do this one. Pretty cool.
Nice.
It's Christmas in the Middle East because I was there over Christmas holiday and everything. So Santa's on a striker. Going for a ride on the striker, pretty cool. I don't know what was going on there, but they were like riding around our motor pool. I don't know if they're doing photos or something for the MWR or the USO because they had like some newspaper that they had for civilians to read about what units were doing to pay attention. Like they really try to keep contact with family, like for loved ones overseas. So like all that's for family that are on social media watching us from that same event. So I got chosen to impersonate the commander, and my other buddy who's not up there with me yet had to impersonate the first sergeant. That's the other thing too, is not only did we have to go and do that, but every platoon had to put a skit on to impress the leadership. This is tradition that goes way back. Like I'm talking like when the Army was created. So it's cringe now, like it would be think of it, but it's kind of fun. Like it was an actual fun event to go apart, but I had to go stand up there because whenever the commander calls the whole company to the formation, like he had this thing where he would look for approval for the first sergeant, and he was nervous, and he had this little Post-it note card thing. So I had that in my pocket, and I pulled out this Post-it note thing, and I was reading off of it. I don't know. It was a whole meme, but we had to do it. I played baseball in Alaska when I was stationed up there. Shout out to my buddy Prabilla, who's no longer with us. He lost his life in a motorcycle accident, but he served with me, and he also went on. Yeah, and he also went on to serve in Hawaii, and he lost his life in Hawaii. So that's Billy right there, and he played shortstop, and I was a starting pitcher. And we played, and then this is the midnight sun game. So it's midnight outside in Alaska in this photo.
Oh.
Because of the 24-hour daylight in Alaska. It's 24-hour daylight in the summer and 24-hour nighttime in the winter. So it's midnight right here.
Like
yeah, bro.
I thought that bright midnight in Alaska means like it's a bit like twilight, but it's like
broad daylight. I'm talking sun's up.
Holy shit!
Sun's in the sky. Yeah. It's an experience for sure. Like if you've never experienced 24-hour daylight, yeah, I had energy for days. I kind of miss that. Opposite in the wintertime though. Very, very sad and depressing in the wintertime because of the darkness. There's my note card. There's the note card I had. There's our first sergeant had it, and Caldwell's impersonating our first sergeant again because every company has the officer and the top NCO, right, that leads the company. So I was the commander, and he'd stand up there with his note, his posted note, and read the notes, and then our first sergeant he had something where he would like lean to the side while the commander was talking, so Caldwell's playing on that. It was hilarious though. It was one of those you had to be there and like understand the context, but fun times. That's Mount McKinley, biggest mountain, in the United States, in Alaska, and also it's in Denali to the Native Alaskans there. It's Denali Reserve. Really, really, really cool. Really good experience there. Bro, let me get that fact for you. McKinley is elevation is 20,310 feet above sea level, which is 6,190 meters.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's a tall one. Yep.
It's like it's like 2 kilometers smaller than Everest.
Yeah, I think it might be the third tallest mountain in the world. Don't quote me on that though, please. It's up there though. It's top 5 for tallest mountains. Yep, it's Denali. It's in Alaska, and that whole mountain range is huge. It takes 12 hours. Like that looks like it's there, but it actually takes half a day to get to the Mirror Lake, which is like on the base of the mountain. Yeah.
Question. Oh, that's a question from. From Boris, did you guys got to drink alcohol when you were in service? Uh, did you, Andrew?
Well, I mean, just at, like I said, at the official events, like here, like at this one here, where we're at the dine-in or a ball where you have dancing, right? You go and have a date to the thing. But no, if it's off-duty hours, if you wanted to go out to the bar with your buddies, but no official events, no, you can't drink unless it's at a sanctioned special event that you can do that at. But other than that, no, it's against the regulations completely. You can get kicked
Yeah.
out. Like, yeah, actually, no, you'll get, if you're caught drunk on duty, you'll get completely kicked out. You'll get half pay. Like, they cut your pay in half. You get reduced in rank. It's, man, if you do it, do it if you want to. You lose everything really fast, and
Yeah,
then
absolutely.
you have extra duty as well too. So you have to stay at work later.
Yeah.
Another photo from the ground.
In Ukraine, we had the same experience. Even though I remember from my service as an NCO, we had several accidents with the boys, right? But not like nothing extraordinary. Like you have to spend half a year, and most of this time is winter, like minus 25, minus 35 in Luhansk steppe, guarding like holes in the ground. Sometimes, some guys' psychology, like morale, is not that strong, right? And they fail. So sometimes people broke just because they have to sit in the snow for like 6 months. So there were several accidents, but nothing special.
Right.
And this one?
Right. Yeah, same. It's the ball, right? We had the same event where I had to impersonate the commander, and I actually have the drink in my hand, and Bruner in front of me is drinking his. Yeah, that was disgusting. Deployment, we had the winches, right? It's an automated winch system on the back, and you have to you have to oil it and everything. And there was kinks in it, so we had to take two hats and attach the winches together and stretch it out and like drive them away, so that way it could be put back into the system that's on the back of it. It's very, very strong. That thing is the strongest logistics truck that the U.S. Army has. It's a beast. It is massive. Like, again, you have to climb up into the thing, and the door is so heavy. This is Alaska. Okay. We had to set up Ranger targets by Fort Greely. And that's like east of Fort Wainwright. There's 3 Army bases in Alaska. Fort Greely is the one you don't want to get. Absolutely. Fort Wainwright's not the best, but Fort Greely is out there. It's like in the mountain range. Special Forces, Rangers go out there and do their training and all that stuff. So we were up in the glaciers and in the mountains setting up targets for the Rangers to go up there and shoot. And it was actually a really cool task. It was like hiking. Like, we literally got paid to go hiking in the Army for like a weekend up there. It was really, really cool. They sent like all of us that were deployed, and it was, look, you get unique opportunities after you've been in for a certain amount of time to go and get taskings and stuff. So that was cool. I'm doing the A pose with the glaciers in the back. Same.
Bro, question. How many horsepower was the horsepower of that truck that you showed?
Oh, shoot. Let me get that hat. Horsepower. U.S. Army hat. It's a 700 horsepower Caterpillar C18. I don't think they had Caterpillar engines. Did they put Caterpillar engines on there? Or I think it had a Detroit diesel. Maybe it had the Caterpillar engine in there. But looking at 700 horsepower for that. I was only trained on the het for that deployment. And after that, I never touched it again, you guys. Like, it was literally just that one.
David asks, as an NCO, I wore I believe it's blood stripe. Who in the Army wears the yellow stripe?
The yellow stripe. I don't know. Where is the question?
As an NCO, I wore a blood stripe. Like
the cord. You're talking about the cord?
Yeah, probably.
The yellow cord is for the infantry. I think the red cord was for artillery.
Ah.
Right? Chat and correct me if I'm wrong, please. I'm always welcome to be corrected. I didn't have any cords because I was a pogue, so I didn't get any special stuff. Same event. We're at the bottom of it now because here we're at like the top. We got to there, and then here we're at like the bottom of it, getting ready to hike up and get the target set. Bro, it was literally just paid hiking in the Army. It was the coolest event. This was after me and Bruno were buddies, so we have a lot of photos together. We were cool. This is after a 12-mile ruck march, and we set the battalion record time. I an hour and 48 minutes I got. So it was under 2 hours for 12 miles because we ran like the whole thing. We jogged it. So I don't know why we did that. I still don't know. We started it. My buddy was like, "We're running." I'm like, "Oh, okay, here we go." And we had 60 pounds. Oh my goodness, my legs were absolutely. That's why I have that face afterwards, because I'm just like soup sandwich after that. I was so tired. My legs were done.
Yeah.
Cool photo in Alaska again. Just there's my truck I had at the time. I have tons of just Alaska pictures because I mean the state's so massive. Views that we don't get to see here in Minnesota and other places. Video.
Kilo 19 says blue is infantry.
Oh, blue. Oh, the blue cord is infantry. What's the yellow one then?
Yeah, powder blue cord is infantry.
Did I get the red one right for artillery?
Cannot say.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for chat. Okay, guys, I didn't get any of that cool stuff. I'm not gonna pretend. I didn't get any cool fancy flashes or badges because I was transportation. Okay, I was lucky to get RCOMs and stuff. So, but yeah, I think red might be artillery. Okay, powder blue. So that's my truck in Alaska. Video training Mark 19. This is the automatic grenade launcher, and it's really really freaking cool. So I'm gonna play this now.
Oh man. 5 up. Fire. Go.
40 millimeter grenades on a belt, and it just comes out so smooth. That thing was nice. You ever got to fire Mark 19?
No, never. But AGS, it's kind of similar.
Yeah. So they took those off of the Humvees and some of our trucks because guys were using that thing like they shouldn't have been, and were just lighting things up with it because it literally there's 40 millimeters coming at you like fast. So that's cool. Bad. There's the photo.
Andrew says no, not cords. The blood stripe is on Marine Class A's pants.
Oh, okay.
Why do some Army have a gold stripe on their pants?
Oh, NCO. Yeah, all NCOs get the gold stripe on pants. At least back when we switch now, because now the Army's using pinks and greens again. They got the old World War II style dress uniforms now, which I'm super jealous that I didn't get that one because, I mean, we had the blue and the black. We looked like cops. We looked like the police in our uniforms. But now they actually went back to the old school Army olive again. They're pinks and greens with the hat. That's all that stuff. It's like it literally looks like World War II. I'm jealous I didn't get that one.
Oh my god, this is so cool, bro.
Yeah. So now with the solar flares, right? We had solar flares across the United States and around the world apparently, and this was a regular occurrence in Alaska. I added this to the album because I had talked about it on my Facebook, but I mean this was like almost every night in the wintertime was Northern Lights. And this is over our barracks. Like we didn't have to leave base. We didn't have to go far to find it. It was right there, and it was awesome. It wasn't as pink as the ones that we're seeing right now, but really, really, really cool. The dress, no, I do not. No, I think the pinks and greens look better than the dress blues. Like, I'm sorry, I would rather have the pinks and greens. Right, that's what me with Miles gear. Took a selfie, right, because it was my first time with that on the glorified laser tag that we've talked about.
Yeah.
Land navigation. And just going around doing land nav. I had time to take a photo. We're in the middle of it. We were using a dagger. One of our NCOs cheated and brought a dagger system, which is like literally Army GPS instead of mapping stuff out because he wanted to be done faster. So it was pretty cool. 50 cal, pulling security. I got the Miles gear on, so we're in training. So I'm guarding the entrance into the base here on the 50 cal. Here is the 50 cal shooting in the Humvee truck. So we have a video now. So we had to do mounted ranges, because we had to learn gun truck security and how to do all that. So we actually had to go down ranges and like learn how to fire the thing and do all that. So here's what that 50 sounds like while you're in a Humvee.
Ladies, do not shoot until I tell you to.
That's Staff Sergeant Lott, my squad leader.
Engage the zero target.
Ooh.
Let it go. None of those spots.
Let it rip.
Let it go. Start at the low and walk it up. You're shooting too high. To the right. You're shooting to the right of it. Move it to the left.
That was too low that time.
You can see in the video. It's hard to
Let
see.
some rounds go.
Let some rounds go. He was nervous.
Let me see that CLP.
The 50 cal was getting jammed or something. He wasn't able to fire all of them. So there he goes.
Does it get jammed like often?
Yeah. If it's not maintained and you got CLP on there, you usually have the can of CLP in the hatch with you, so you can just quickly put it on there and keep it going. But yep, especially if you're using it, you gotta have the barrel, spare barrel, all that. What's this video here? Oh, okay. This is driving conditions in Alaska. Very popular show, Ice Road Truckers, but it was like whiteout conditions. You couldn't see the vehicle in front of you. So we're transporting equipment.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you can't see anything, and you got to drive, and there's cliffs. Look at we have a troop transport truck on the back of our semi, and you can't see anything.
That's insane, bro.
Windshield time in Alaska. Yep. So that's that. Tough there. And then here's where my truck now in the windshield, or you can see it in the rear view mirror. I think my truck is 2 trucks behind, and we actually had to drift the cab of our truck because our trailer started sliding like off the cliff, because there's a cliff to our right, and we're like sliding. It's down a 6% grade. So you gotta you can't use the engine brake then, because if you use the engine brake, it's going to cause the engine to stutter, and it's going to cause your truck to slide. So you just had to be careful. You just had to take it easy. So in this one, you can see my truck back here. We're sliding. Yeah, it turns right there.
Oh,
we're literally drifting the cab.
They slid like a motherfucker. They almost jackknife. They still jackknife right now.
Yeah, he'll zoom in so you can see it a little easier.
Oh, shit. They about lost it over there. The dudes behind us. Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's my truck in the mirror.
Ah.
One of my NCOs started.
Truck. He fucking jackknifing right now. He got it. Fuck, they jackknifing again.
Yep.
Oh,
Jackknife chat means when like the trailer starts, you start to see your trailer in your door. It's not good. You start jackknifing, that's bad. You want the trailer to be behind your truck, not on the side of it. So
yeah,
it was a pucker factor situation on that one. Just Alaska roads. Big mountain in the back. Really cool experience. Like just the views and just seeing that was just really, really, really cool.
Yeah,
really
that's something you will not forget.
It's like a movie, bro. It's like a movie set. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. I'll show that one. That's from the training with the Miles gear, taking them to the casualty collection point. I'm a bird whisperer. Okay? Animals love me for some reason, even in uniform. So I was just sitting there, and a bird landed on my hand and wanted to hang out. So cool there. This is on a 240 Bravo. This is the weapon I was trained on, and this is when I'm a sergeant now, and that's a PAS 13, and that thing can go white hot or black hot through the sight in it, and it's like a sniper scope. And the 240 Bravo is like that thing is so accurate. That is scary accurate. It's 7.62, and that you can put accurate shots downrange with that thing. I love that weapon right there. That was my favorite one. I like it more than the saw. This is the award we got for that same range. This is the same event, and we were the only non-combat jobs out there, because everyone else is in they're Cav scouts and they're combat engineers, and they're doing lane training. and so we got the high score on targets hit out of everybody. So we got awards for that. It was pretty cool being the non-combat guys getting the award and winning out of everyone else that is combat. We're almost to the end. This is me with Denali at the not Denali. This is me at the glaciers from when we had to do the ranger training. Good photo opportunity. We got to the top. Really, really, really cool views up there. Couldn't miss it. All right, this is me as a sergeant in the reserves. We're just at the Vikings stadium. We got called to do an event where we had to put the flag out for the whole stadium. NFL teams do this constantly. They have the military show up and do that, and the national anthem plays, and we just hold the flag. The Vikings were playing the Bears that day. We got destroyed. Rest in peace to my buddy Blackstone. This is at his funeral. He unfortunately passed away from cancer, but we got deployed overseas together, and I went to his funeral in Maine. I haven't been back to Maine yet, and I want to go back again. But me and like 4 other guys went to his funeral in Maine, and that's what that photo is right there.
Sorry to hear that, buddy. Yeah.
Shout out to Blackstone right there. He was in Iraq, Afghanistan. I don't know if you can kind of see what he's got going there for his uniform, but he was deployed. He was a really good guy. Basic training picture. And he acted like we're badasses, like we're privates, we're cool, you know. We know we're ready. We're ready for the military now. We got our hair cut, you know. We got it figured out. No, we did not have it figured out. it was a wake-up call. There's me as a sergeant. My dress uniform. Right? I was a sergeant for like 3 years. I was more a soldier than I was a sergeant.
I swear I would not recognize you on this photo.
Yeah, bro, I lost a lot of weight now. Like I actually gained weight when I was in the military, or at the end of my military career, I was gaining weight. But now I'm kind of back now to where I was prior. I'm kind of back to looking like this again. But this is me, young. I was like 19 in this photo, deployment. You know, I got the full kit on, M16, ready to go, ready to get them. And now here is that training that I had when we had to do the 240 Bravo with the PAS 13. Just a video. We're getting ready to go out on the convoy. Really, really, oh man, I love that thing. The bipod on there. It was so cool. That was the best. That was one of the best trainings we did. That's actually at Fort McCoy in Wisconsin. Shout out to my Wisconsin homies. And that is the end. That is the last one. I have hundreds more photos, but I picked like the best ones, I think. For the
same here actually.
Yeah.
And I lost a lot of them. Oh my God, I had so many cool pictures, like hard drives of like photos of our guys and me and videos at the base before fucking Buryats took all that 2 years ago. And like I don't even know if they used that footage. You know, probably they were like, oh, what is this? Like shiny toys. Maybe we can change them for vodka, you know. Yeah, but this is insane, you know, like from my perspective, looking at a different army that, you know, it's like a completely different world, but at the same time, so many things you recognize, you know, from the culture, from things that are absolutely common for American army and Ukrainian army and any other army in the world, I believe.
And that's why I think a lot of us here in the United States are veterans, because the majority of veterans support Ukraine. It's just the brainwashed ones, unfortunately, that got wrapped up into the wrong political ideology. But we see it, like the Ukrainian military tries to, or does, the standards that we have in terms of like how we train, how we fight, how we communicate. I mean, you just played your video of you leading soldiers doing cadences. It's in a different language. It's in Ukrainian, but like that sounds just like our cadences if it was in English. The same pattern, the same, all of that stuff. So it's par for the course, in my opinion. It's just everything that we support Ukraine for, because it strives to be a part of the West, or a part of our. Ukraine's going to be in NATO, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? Like we're going to be learning from Ukrainian soldiers how to deal with drones, how to be in a trench in the 21st century, how to be in a position in the 21st century. Like all that's going to be needed, and we're going to be able to work with Ukrainian military easily. And we have Ukrainian military deployed in the war on terror and fought with us in the Middle East. Many units did. So, and same vice versa. Like U.S. soldiers 2015, 2014, after they got out or whatever, go and help Ukraine and train Ukrainians and stuff. So it's like that culture has been there, and it's really, really cool when I get to see hear your military experience and your stories and how it connects to like my own in the past. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to read several commentaries. Here. What was the deal with laundry for all the kids after a long march? How did you do the laundry?
There was only like 2 wash machines that we had for everyone, and one of them would be broken, so you'd have to take turns. Are you talking like training or deployment? Because you had laundry while you're deployed, so you'd put your stuff in a bag and go drop it off at the laundry point and then go pick it up later. So you'd have to make sure you just have to make sure you had enough gear. Like you'd have your next week's gear put away for when you'd have to put your current week's gear in the laundry bag, and then have a fresh set of stuff, uniforms. You had to wash your uniforms, because I'd be super pissed if a soldier would not wash their uniforms. It'd smell. Like I would be like, I wouldn't have time for it. Like, we have time to wash our uniforms. You can put it up in the bag. We got issued like 4 sets of uniforms. Okay, you don't need to wear the same one and smell like ass while you're standing next to me in formation. Like, I wouldn't have that. So I'd make sure everyone would wash their shit.
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah, bro, go on.
Oh yeah, I was just going to close. And then in basic training, when we only had the 2 wash machines, you had to do shifts. Like, usually the fire guard would do their laundry, like when their duty would come up every hour, because every hour you had a new shift. If you had that 3 a.m. shift, you're waking up at 2 a.m. to get ready, and you'd start your laundry then. So we had guys doing laundry all night just to make sure we had fresh clothes.
We had a different approach. I nearly shut down my light here. We had a different approach. So, for example, here you can see so-called bath/laundry complex. So this is something that we had in the National Guard. We still have. It's like a trailer that you drag after a truck, and in this trailer you have like several. That is too much. Usually there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 laundry machines. Yeah, so a platoon can easily wash all the clothes. And also in such a car, I'm trying to find if they have.
Did you have a laundry specialist, bro, or was it up to you to make sure your guys were washing their clothes?
There was a guy responsible for this truck. Okay, so the guy knew how to operate the laundry machine, how to attach it to a generator, how to how to bring the like hot water, how to make hot water, go from the ceiling. And I'm trying to find whether they have. No, they don't. So basically, inside the truck, like this one, or specifically,
do they have shower ones too, like that too, bro?
Yeah. So there's one. You can see firewood right over there. So if you don't have electricity, if you have nothing like that, you can literally use firewood to make hot water for the showers. And inside there's like 7 shower heads. So a squad of guys can take a shower in 10 minutes max.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's fast.
That's very fast. And then you can also bring your stuff. You have like this bag made out of like net, right? It's a bag but made out of net. Yep. And you just drop your dirty things
all
inside.
Your toiletries, all that.
Yeah.
Same, bro. Did you have like a set of shower shoes you had like that you'd set aside that you wear?
Sure.
Yeah, we had to wear shower shoes. I mean, guys wouldn't, and man, you got athlete's foot and stuff like that going on in the bottom. But I had my Crocs. Yeah, I had my Crocs I'd bring, and I had it was a sack. And you could cinch it. Like, it was one of those. And I'd carry that over my shoulder with my towel on my other one and walk up to the trailer. And that's where we had to shower. Trailers.
Yeah, it was like that. We were like, guys, your squad has 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And the squads rotate. Like 15 minutes is enough to wash like a freaking elephant. Guys, if you think 15 minutes in the shower is not enough,
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally
There's no sitting in there and like taking your time, and you got to get in, shower, clean everything that needs to be clean, and get out of there so your other guys can take a shower, right? Because what if you're in a situation where you're last or something, and then someone's taking too long, and then you're only left with a couple minutes, maybe, or like a minute. You don't want to screw your buddies over because it could happen to you. You don't want to be a Blue Falcon.
Yeah, absolutely. Blue Falcons. Oh my god! I was. Did you ever play Star Citizen?
Yeah,
I had this crazy blue spaceship, and because it was blue, I called it like Blue Falcon, and I was the only one who laughed at it because I was like, I know this joke. I'm like, and the guys are like, oh, nice spaceship. I'm like, fuck, it's Blue Falcon. They're like, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Don't be a Blue Falcon, chat. You don't want to be a Blue Falcon.
Yeah. What color is love?
Red, or is it pink?
So we had red, we had yellow for NCOs. I think love is blue, because blue is the color of beret of the National Guard, and National Guard is love. That's.
Okay. So they attached like those emotions to the colors. So you had certain colors with the.
No, it's literally marketing, bro. We had this meme. So we had several guys from the armed forces of Ukraine that were like popular bloggers, and they created the meme ZSU, which is Armed Forces of Ukraine. ZSU, it's a sex. Armed Forces of Ukraine is sex. And I made, because I started serving in the National Guard, I made another meme. I said the National Guard of Ukraine is love. And I literally killed their meme.
Nice.
Yeah.
They thought they had something, and they're like, oh, dang it. He died of cringe. Yeah, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
What else we got for comments?
No topless photos. Guys, topless photos are for premium users at, other websites like.
It's for the fans only.
Yeah, those. Unfortunately,
I actually was going to add a couple of the gym pictures that we had taken, but I was going to say that's probably it's for the fans only.
Yeah,
I have to subscribe.
We
had made a bar out of a coffee can with concrete in it, and we used that, and then guys would use the stall because there's like a top bar that connects all the toilet stalls, and we use that for pull-ups.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because the calisthenic workouts weren't enough. Like the runs sometimes, or like the stuff we were doing weren't enough to like stay actually strong. Like they kept you enough for your energy levels, and like you could get to the next thing. But in terms of like strength, dudes were losing muscle because you don't eat. You don't eat like you were. You're not eating to bulk or to stay like you're not in the gym. You're doing running. You're doing calisthenic stuff, like things that are going to keep you moving, so you lose weight. So
yeah, absolutely. You need a lot of protein. You need a lot of protein.
And I'm sorry, but when you first join, they don't give you that. They are like, you're either in red phase 2. You only get like 10 minutes to eat, but then even that we didn't even get to finish the food. It was spit it out, stop chewing, you're done, stand up, go back. I was hungry. I was hungry for a few weeks. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I got over it though. I was all right. I was all right in the end, but had to face some adversity.
Just joined. Are we looking at the mobile army kitchens? Mobile army kitchens.
Did you have those too, bro? We had cooks that had the same type of trailer thing that they'd roll up, and it'd be a whole kitchen. The mobile kitchen.
We had like a towed kitchen. So it's like a kitchen.
And it would set up, and you'd walk and basically just eat heated up MRE food, basically. Like they had it, like we called it hot A's, but you'd put in the green bins, and they'd have the grits in there, and the grits are good, but grits are good, but army grits are not good. They'd have the
Yeah.
eggs or whatever, and you'd walk through just like you would in the dining hall, sidestep, and then go back to your Humvee and eat on the Humvee or something.
Yeah, we had something similar. However, because we're talking about Ukrainian cuisine, it was much better,
Actually, yes. Not even gonna argue that. You're darn right. I liked
Yeah.
our breakfast. We had eggs, but it was still runny eggs and questionable meat options. Which, yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I didn't eat a whole lot, to be honest, because it was just not satisfying to me. I'd eat the snacks out of the MRE more than anything.
What is your favorite food, by the way? Question from Boris.
In general, or are we talking army food?
General and the army food.
General would be Mexican food, like enchiladas. We're talking
Burritos.
Burritos, tacos, the whole thing. That's why Ukraine needs that. And at the end of it, I might go and start Mercado's Tacos or something. I think it might be a hit in Ukraine. But army food, it would be the beef taco MRE. Ironically enough, but you get the tortillas in there. You'd usually get the jalapeno cheese, which you put that in your heater, and you put the water in the heater, and that's how you heat up your MRE with the main course, and you put the cheese in there too, but not for too long because you want to get it too runny. You want to get it just enough for spreading, right? Just to get the cheese spread on there. So beef taco is my favorite MRE if I had to eat one. Chili mac would be number 2.
Oh, nice.
What was yours? What food did you had way better food.
Oh my God. My favorite food is so imagine like piece of black bread with a layer of pork lard on top of it. It's cold and salted, and you have a pickle on top of all that. And you eat that with the borscht, right? That's what we had in the canteen. And after that, you pick like a plate of spaghetti or other types of like pasta with the meat, like the one that I showed you on one of the pictures.
Yep.
It's so cool. We have this like canned meat made from like beef, sometimes pork, but my favorite is beef, of course, because it's not that fat. And it's so amazing. It's soft, and if you put it in like rice or noodles or whatever, it's just so incredibly cool. And as for civilian food, it's like sushi. Like you know the answer, guys.
Oh yeah, I knew what that answer was. The Ukrainian bread is so good, you guys. Oh my goodness, it's can't wait to get back for the bread.
When are you going to make more skits, and can we see a collaboration with Mercado on instruments, perhaps?
That could be possible. Do something.
That could be absolutely possible. Unfortunately, I don't have any instruments here with me, guys. I'm so sorry. Everything I had left in Kyiv. But I have my DAW here, the digital audio work studio, and I can do music, so maybe sometime. Why not?
Let's go.
Yeah, Arthur Ray plays accordion, I believe.
Yeah, he does.
So why not? Yeah, theoretically it's possible.
They played it at the Kyiv Lavra when we were handing out vehicles. Him and Ruslan. He was playing the trombone.
Yeah. Mercado ever eaten powder eggs?
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
The just add water eggs, yes. That was the common MRE eggs that they would make for when we'd be in the field. Just add water and heat it and make it and heat it up. Not a fan. The eggs, I would add some salt on there to get like a little flavoring, because otherwise it's just there's no taste. There's no taste to it. It's eggs, but it's just bland. I would actually mix it all together. I would honestly put the bacon and the sausage and the grits and all of it just in one of the sections and just eat it just to have flavor to like the food.
Oh, yeah. I'm happy I served in Ukrainian army.
I am too.
Literally because of the food. But I remember back in the days when we had mutual military exercise with NATO armies, we were supplied with American MREs, I remember I had the one with steak and the one with like tortillas with Tabasco sauce.
Nice. That's the good one.
Yeah, that one was.
It was a whole thing. Like the drill sergeants had to tell us all the time, like, or even just in training, regular NCOs. The famous phrase was, "Hey privates," or "Hey soldiers, this ain't Burger King. You can't have it your way," because we would sit there and sift through them to try to find the good ones, because everyone knows there's like 2 or 3 good MREs, and the other ones are just snacks only. Like I'm not heating up beef stew. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I'm not heating up the pea thing that they're peas and some other mash or something. Like, no, I'll eat the cookie in there. I'll eat the Ranger bar. I'll have the nuts, the cashews, the cheese spread on the little bread thing, and I'm good. Like I promise you, I'm fine. I don't need to eat the main course or I'll get sick.
Yeah.
Gross.
Oh my God. Bro, it's 2 hours and 45 minutes since the start of the
stream,
show.
bro.
Yeah, it's a great stream, and we have plenty of great questions from our viewers. Thank you so much for staying with us for so long. We heard like two stories from like 2 different militaries from different parts of the world, which is insane. Yeah, but I think it will be a good idea to let our people go to bed, because it's already Monday here in Germany, by the way. Yeah, Mondays suck balls, unfortunately.
Meanwhile, the sun's shining bright here on this Sunday afternoon. It's warm outside. Yeah, beautiful grill weather. Swimming pool open soon here at the place, so it'll be nice.
Oh, nice.
I gotta get out there and get some tan, bro. But yeah, chat. Thank you guys for tuning in to us. Almost a 3-hour stream. Time went by quick. Yeah, thank you for having me to Operator Starsky's community over here. My renegades, thank you for coming over here and being respectful in the chat as always. Make sure you subscribe to Operator Starsky's YouTube channel if any of you guys are interested in the front lines. This is a great conversation just to have a good talk about not the current events, because
like in the good old times.
Yeah, bro. Just like shooting the shit, which is great. I love that. On my channel, we go through the news and so does Starsky, but for our usual content, Starsky gives the daily updates to my renegades. Make sure you subscribe to Starsky's channel, because you do the daily videos still, right, bro? Your daily video updates.
I do videos not like every day, but when there are topics that worth attention. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and they're fire. So make sure you subscribe. And also Starsky's streaming more, which is amazing. I love that, bro. I love that you're tapping into the stream. So thank you guys for all the support for us both. Hope to see you on my channel if possible, if you like the content.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, bro. And dear superstars, please subscribe to this man, because his channel is absolutely worth it. And hopefully we'll see each other on your channel maybe next time sometime.
Yeah, yes.
And maybe hopefully sometime in the future we'll see each other offline as well, because
IRL. I want to include Germany, and I want to include Germany in the stop on the way home, likely from Ukraine in July. We could probably make that possible.
Absolutely. There's a lot of things to see here.
Yeah, I've never been to Germany either. My friends got stationed there in the army. I was supposed to go there after Alaska. I was supposed to go be stationed in Germany, but I ended up getting out instead. I don't know what would have been the better choice, but I think getting out was the better choice. But I didn't get to see Germany. But now I can, because you're there. So yeah,
absolutely. You have a place to stay anyways.
Exactly.
Okay, dear friends, we'll be saying good night to you, wherever you are. It was a great stream, great time, plenty of questions. And as always, guys, be safe. Again, don't forget to subscribe to Andrew. It's absolutely worth it. Thank you so much to moderators. Thank you so much for everybody who supports my channel, who supports channel of Andrew Mercado. And thank you so much, everybody who supports Ukraine, because this is the proper thing to do. Guys, we'll see you later, and be safe.
Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.